Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading with me, Cindy. It's an exciting week, Scorpio. It is release. Off you go. I don't need that anymore. And receive. Oh, wonderful. Thank you. Right? But it's the universe, like what the universe would like you to release so that you can actually receive something. So it's a give and take, an exchange of energy here, or cycles in your life, whatever that could be. And I've put together some decks that make this reading very interesting. For the release part of this reading, I've combined my God and Titan deck with my Dark Goddess deck. And for the receive, I've combined my Starseed Oracle deck with my Goddess Wisdom deck. But then we also have the Energy Oracle deck that's going to, it's for an Angel of Balance. That's kind of funny that that would show up, because what I'm about to describe is that's the card that we pull for what kind of sits between. Like, you know, getting you from A to B. And you could say A is the release and B is the receive. So what sits between that? And then I'm going to use my Murder of Crows tarot deck to do the clarifying. And I have an itty bitty tiny Everyday Witch deck too. So let's get started, Scorpio. We're going to shuffle this out. What does Scorpio need to release? What does Scorpio need to release so they can receive something? What is the universe asking Scorpio to release? What is the universe? Don't just release it. Just throw that shit away. Just throw it away. Throw it away. Wow. Interesting. You have chaos with Set. So there's a sense of, okay, with Set though, it's kind of like embracing the chaos. I'm getting that. I'm getting the embracing of chaos, but bear with me here. There could be some major changes going through your life right now. And it's interesting. I mean, we're talking about Scorpio. You are the epitome of death and rebirth, just the archetype of it. And chaos to me is that, that shift, that change in unpredictable energy. Like, I want to even say, like, even tarot readers and divinators can't predict it. It's not meant to always be predictable, everything. It's that, you know, that spaceship journeying through space, and everything's been mathematically figured out, and everything is lined up to have this perfect route through space. And, you know, astronomers, astrologers, probably more, what are the space people? Space people, the official ones, you know, like the NASA people. They've, you know, like they've taken into account meteor showers and everything. But there's always something. It's like this little tiny pebble of the hardest element not yet discovered by man that goes flying through space and through a part of the shuttle. You know, like that's what chaos is. But I also look at it in terms of it's evolutionary. It's that weird hiccup that happens in some sort of cell division that creates a mutation in a species. And a lot of times the mutation shows up as something that's not great. Every once in a while, every once in a million years, it shows up as a mutation that creates opposable thumbs. Who knows what's going to happen now with those, right? Like, that's chaos. So release that somehow. Are you releasing it out of yourself? Are you allowing it to flow? Or are you stepping outside of all the unpredictable shit that's going on in your life? I don't know. We have to pull. It's only one card in a many card reading. What's at the bottom? Oh, whoa. Look at this. You have Eris, War, massive Mars energy with your release, massive Mars energy. But then you have Isis and temptation and equality and ecstasy and health. Whoa. This is, okay, this almost here, I'll show you the cards, right? Mars, Isis, resurrection, there's the rebirth, into temptation, equality in that temptation, and ecstasy. And then that's all good for your health. And then that's it, then it's reversed. That's quite an intriguing underline, isn't it, for the release? I always like to say that the underline is the reason that we're here. What's the real, you know, reason for what's going on? Release chaos. You could have something, this could be something, you could be the chaos. Release it, let it go, let it flow out into the world. Maybe you're ready to do battle. But see, this is beautiful too, because this Mars energy is spring. It is spring. It is the get up and go, the push through that soil, that crack open that husk on the seed shell, right? Like just crack that open, push through the dirt. And Mars is one of your planets. You know you got that in you. It's like, do what you need to do to let the water boil and bubble. That watery part of you. Now let's see what the receive is. This reading is going to need some development, because there's really a lot of different ways you could take that. Release chaos. Embrace it. Let it go. Okay, the receive. What is the receive? Ambition. Well, that's interesting. Nike, ambition, receive. So something that you're ambitious towards, something that you have an ambition. Maybe you felt, to receive ambition almost feels like maybe like feeling a lack of something that inspires you, gets you going, makes you want to do it. Like, you know, I need something that makes me feel ambitious. Like I really want to try it. Like you're going to receive ambition. So it feels like getting the blood pumping through your veins. Release the power within you and allow your energetic Mars energy to pump through your veins and receive your ambition. Now, with Nike, that's interesting too, because Nike was the communicator to the gods, no? Why do I feel like that was? I feel like, yeah. I'm so bad with that stuff, but I feel like it is. So communicating, an ambition to communicate. At the bottom, you have the 7 star sisters. Birthing creations, tapestry of life, expression. Cracked open. What did I just talk about? The seed cracking out of the shaft and pushing through the soil. And that also feels like Isis rising up again. Being pulled apart. Wow. Chaos. Being pulled apart to be put back together again. Rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. Child of the cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. Ooh. This feels like a serious rebirth energy. This has a feeling of like the energy of birth. Like it has that sense of with chaos and war, Eris and Set, and ambition, right? To receive the ambition. It almost feels like, I will describe it as this. There was a video that I just saw, and it's coming into my mind, and it's really powerful. There was a wild Mustang mare who had just given birth to a little tiny foal. A little thing wasn't even up yet, wasn't even standing up. And so I guess she'd gone away from the herd to do this. And what is often around, like the herd is always, you know, like one stallion that kind of rules that, or at least services the ladies. What if he's ruling it? He's servicing the ladies, the mares. And it's a bunch of mares with one stallion, right? And their offspring. But there's always like an outskirt, on the outskirts of that are younger stallions. They'll stay together and they're always on the outskirts trying to see if they can get in, if there's an opportunity. Well, don't they find this mare with this newborn foal? And usually when you watch a horse give birth, like this is what I mean about this. It's like being pulled apart, like, which is exactly what would have been happening to this mare giving birth to this this little tiny foal. And usually they'll stay on the ground for a bit, like the mare, just trying to recover from all that contraction, all that pushing, all that, like being a portal of life, like pushing through this life form with all these long legs and hoofs. Like it's a lot. It's a lot to do that. They need a second. It's almost like you don't get it. She didn't get a second because all of a sudden all these stallions came running and their target was that foal. Because I think too, I've read that past things that I've learned is that when a mare foals, there's a lot of hormones released, and it's just like it impassions any stallions nearby. They don't really identify it as the mare being in heat. It's just like, whoa, she's super sexy right now, and we need to get her away from that foal or kill the foal to make sure she does go into heat again. So this mare, I'm telling you, she did an incredible job protecting this foal. I held my breath through the entire video. She was like the foal was here, her head was here, and she was just spinning around him, kicking. She landed a couple kicks on some of their heads and they went away, and she didn't stop. Like that's the passion and the energy that I feel in this reading for you, Scorpio. It's intense. It is literally like just going through something that is chaotic and rips you apart in the first place, like giving birth to this small life. You don't have any time to sit down and rest. You got to get up and you got to fight for what you just birthed. That's what that feels like. You got to fight with everything you got in an element, in a situation where you are completely outnumbered. And she was. There must have been like easily 6 to 8 of these young stallions. And I don't know how she did it. There were so many times I thought, I can't watch it. It's not going to end well. She did it. And she kept them all at bay until I think the first one that finally came from the herd was another mare with another foal that was, obviously walking. And then all these mares came in and the other stallion came in and chased them all away. She had a minute to breathe. So that's the other thing. You just got to get yourself through something here. Embrace the chaos. I know it's telling you to release it, but it's almost like release your chaos in response to it. It's passion. You're not being asked to not be passionate. Release it. There are times when this is needed, and that video was absolutely a time when it was needed for this mare to stand up and kick like a son of a bitch. Just kick with all the life she had in her, because she just spent all that time birthing this foal, nurturing, growing that foal in her body, and it's out. Like the first 10 minutes, they're both being attacked. It's so intense. That's exactly what I'm feeling in this. And the ambition. You just, I think somebody I think kind of videotapes and from a distance allows this herd, I believe it's in the US somewhere, to just be wild, but they record things that go on. I think they ended up naming the foal, it was a very American kind of like patriot or something like that, or, like born in chaos. It's also reminding me of, if I'm remembering correctly, the backstory of James T. Kirk in Star Trek. I believe both his parents or his mother were on a starship, and literally he was being born and the ship was being attacked. Like, it's like that. Like, that's the intensity of what I'm feeling here. Like, through birth, you're being birthed right into chaos, war. Yeah, it's exactly like that backstory. And I can't remember if it was his father that died. No, I think he ended up as an orphan. He was just taken away and put into like a little shuttle. But that's what this feels like. And the ambition that can come from that is intense. I too like just the feeling of the importance of fighting sometimes for things, not to stand back, to fight. Obviously, I mean, I would never encourage anyone to not try to speak to someone first. That's the first thing you have to do. But sometimes you also need to empower yourself with your words, and Nike is that too. Like, be ambitious with your words. Be ambitious with receive this. You might be in a situation where you're thinking, how am I going to deal with this? I can't deal with this right now. I got too much going on. Or this Aries, Mars is here for you. And it's going to help you rise up into something you've never been before. I'll tell you, the next birth that mare has, if it's just a typical normal birth, it's going to be like easy peasy. Whew. Scorps. Let's see what the energy oracle deck is. This has got the Phoenix written all over it too, which shows up in a few tarot cards of the Death card to your card. Okay, the energy that sits between releasing chaos and receiving ambition. Oh, all tied up. Free yourself. Free yourself. Rest and rejuvenation. That will come. But I feel like this is not time. Maybe you've been in that for a while, but you're about to hit, like you're about to release. It could even be something that you want to say to your family, and you know it's going to cause some big ass chaos. It's going to, like, what? You going to what? Or, no, your family, I don't know what it is, but it just feels like, yeah, you have an ambition perhaps to do something. Maybe you feel that already. Maybe the ambition will be felt and received when you release this. This is just like, look at this, the intensity of this. This to me could be like someone saying, yeah, I'm just going to let you all know I'm gay. What? Release that chaos. I'm just going to let you all know I'm moving to Timbuktu. It's like, what? I'm just going to let you all know. I know I studied to be a lawyer. I know I've been a good lawyer for the last 5 years. I'm going to be a sculptor in Belize. I'm going to sculpt in Belize. What? I don't know. But it's good. I like it. It's sassy. It's like if you're pushing a big boulder up a hill, right? And you're almost at the top. This is not the time to stop. So. Yeah, that video. I don't remember what it's called. Probably look it up. Mare Defense Bowl or something. I got into watching. I watched some of the oddest things. I'm fascinated by all the different jobs that people have. And I have watched blacksmiths, like people that work on horses' feet. I watched that up front. I had a friend who owned a horse, and I used to do quite a bit of horseback riding years ago. But it's fascinating because on YouTube, there's a lot of scenarios and things that you don't witness in a barn where it's the same horses all the time. So I got into that, so now I have all these other things showing up in my feeling. It's fascinating. It's fascinating what people do, isn't it? Let's see what the tarot has to say about this, Scorpio. Two of Pentacles. Oh, you can continue to weigh out your options. Yes, no, maybe so. I'll do this. Maybe I'll do that. Coming up with excuses. Well, today's not the best day to do that. You know, it's almost as if, like, you're just going to... I'm just going to kind of keep with the scenario because most of you aren't wild mares having a full. So let's stick with the one. You're going to tell your family something. You're going to tell somebody something, and you know it's going to release chaos. Because nobody sees it coming. Nobody expects it of you. Nobody in the family's ever done that before. What the hell are you thinking? You know. But so the energy that sits between the release and receiving your ambition, what it is you really want for you, is coming up with excuses and reasons why you can't. So this Two of Pentacles feels like to me, okay, Monday night at dinner, I'm going to tell my folks and my brother and my sister that I'm going to become a monk. And maybe up to this point, you've been the star quarterback in high school and college and whatever, like football, right? Like that's a big shift. And the whole family is like real, you know, jocks and yeah, doing all that stuff. What? You're going to what? So you're all ready to do that. And then you come home from work or school or whatever that might be, and your mom says, "Oh, just to let you know, Uncle George is going to be here for dinner tonight. Isn't that great? He's so excited to hear about how you've been doing with your college football." You're like, oh. It's like, well, okay, I won't do it tonight. That's not the night that I want. No, Uncle George is definitely the person I don't want to tell that to. I don't want Uncle George to be here when I'm telling everybody that. So, okay, maybe Tuesday night. And then Tuesday night, your sister's not going to be here for dinner tonight, honey. She's gone to da-da-da-da-da. Well, I don't want to have to tell her twice. So, well, I guess Wednesday night. Do you see what I'm saying? See where this is going? Oh, the Fool. Release it. Temperance. You have major arcana. These are all major arcana. And what I just described, I'm not showing you this card yet. What I just described here for what sits between your ambition, like literally, it literally is something that you are very ambitious towards or will become. It's going to drive you. It's what you want to take flight towards. Look at this. The Fool is a fresh new start. Let's go today. Let's not second guess it. Let's just get it done. Let's do it. Just a second, Temperance. Uncle George is coming for dinner, so I don't think I will. My sister's not going to be home Tuesday night either, so I don't. What does that turn into? But the devil. That's what I'm talking about. The devil. This energy. Yes, that's what that is. Oh. Wow, this is exciting in the future. It was very exciting. You have the Lovers, the Six of Swords, and the Ace of Wands. This is like, okay, I am ready to face this judgment. Doesn't this look like a judgment card too? Like just the way they're standing in front of that? But it is the Lovers. It is the Lovers card. It is number 6. But it is standing naked and exposed. Maybe that's how you think you would feel at that family dinner. This hypothetical family dinner of releasing the chaos. Naked and exposed. But I'll tell you, oh, that's really bad. Scorpio will appreciate it though. Because if you're naked and exposed with the Ace of Wands. If you understand tarot and what I'm suggesting, suggestive content, you'll get it. And like it's taking you there, it's taking you to like passion, excitement. The Ace of Cups and the Page of Swords and the Queen of Swords. This has a feeling of waiting for the perfect moment again. Being certain about seeing a perfect moment, a perfect opportunity for your new beginning. Because this new beginning is based on emotions, deep emotions. Why is it so cold up here this morning? Oh, maybe it's what I'm wearing. See, I don't live with my mom anymore to tell me these things. Well, maybe if you dress properly for the weather, Cindy. It's supposed to be warm. Okay. Set chaos. Set chaos. The King of Swords. Ooh, this is going against the grain. This is going perhaps even against the rules. I don't know. The Fool card. The Fool card. The Three of Pentacles and the Chariot. Okay, so the new beginning, yes. You want to build something perhaps in your own way. Build something, well, It could be even something at work. So this, you know, I gave the home scenario. It could be something at work that you want to go against the grain here. You're like, you know what? I want to do this a little bit differently. How do I proceed with that though? So that's your question, is how do I proceed with that? Because it feels like this goes against the grain, or this is doing something a little differently. Temperance. Temperance. I want to say two, the Four of Swords. Yeah. Hesitation, 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 hesitation is written all over this Temperance card. Part of it though is finding the right timing. Is the right timing there? Or has this become procrastination? I think that's a question to ask. And it's a legitimate question with the Devil card coming up. The Devil. The Queen of Wands. She is what the hell she wants. You know, the whole scenario with the mayor in the foal and the group of rogue stallions that came in at the birth of that foal. Like she was a Queen of Wands, man. And because I think at that point, like to me, fire energy is the instinct that needs to kick in sometimes so that you survive. You know, sometimes fire energy is given a bad rap because it can be. Like if you use it in the wrong way at the wrong time, in an inappropriate way or at an inappropriate time, it can be seen as a hyper aggressive. It can be seen as like, what's that person's problem? They just blew their top. At the right time in the right moment, like this shit's important. It really is. And it was really conveyed in that video with that mayor. You just get up and you just start kicking. All tied up. You've got the Queen of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles. So it could be something at work. Something at work. I had to cut that, right? Does the Queen of Swords have the capacity to cut the strings off of the all tied up? Do you have a business partner? Do you have someone else to consider here in something that you want to do perhaps at work, or something, how you want to work, how you want to work through life, how you want to create stuff? You have the Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. There's this big question mark about how you facilitate this in the 3-dimension and how it's going to be perceived by others. The Two of Pentacles. But no, it is the Page. It's the Page of Swords. Again, it's like watching for that opportune moment. Ambition. This is the receive. The Nine of Cups. It's following your dreams. And the High Priestess. Wow. Following your dreams. The High Priestess. Ambition. Perhaps some of you want to do or be a more spiritual person, and that out in the open. Wanting to choose a path that may make sense to nobody around you, but you know. And that's all you need from this. It's one thing to see it and believe it in yourself, right? And then it's another thing to incorporate it realistically into your life. The Lovers. The Lovers. The Ten of Cups. Wow, there's a lot of happiness around this receive. So it could be like creating something with someone. It could be work. So it could be like the choice that you make in the direction you want to go. I'm kind of getting like someone who might have their own private business, or it could even be just running something past your boss. But this becomes happy. There's happiness here. I mean, it might be romantic too for you. Like maybe I'm going to let Bobby Joe know how I feel today. I'm going to go tell, and I'm saying Bobby Joe because that could be a guy or girl. Whatever. I'm going to tell Bobby Joe how I feel. But the problem is that in your mind, I just want to say, like, if it's something like that, Bobby Joe is an uptown girl and uses downtown boy, or vice versa, or uptown girl, downtown girl, whatever it's going to be. There's something here that might even be a little bit, I want to say, with the high priestess coming up for your ambition, your dream, you know, it's hidden and not everybody's going to get it. There could be a little bit of a stigma attached to it. But it seems like it's going to lead to happiness. And you combine that with another person here and really grow something, emotional fulfillment. The Six of Swords. The Six of Swords. The Hierophant. The Ace of Swords. This is almost like you need permission. You need permission from your dad or someone of a higher authority. Oh, finally got the clarity. Thank you. Finally got the okay to go ahead with the Six of Swords. The Ace of Wands. Wow, look at this. The Knight of Cups, the Justice card, the Four of Cups. It literally, this new beginning, what you have ambition towards, giving yourself permission to do it. If you have felt like you've missed out on opportunities, or you haven't been noticed, or whatever it is, like, it just brings justice to that. It just, to me, it would feel like there's no more block. Oh, Jesus. You got the Wheel of Fortune and the Devil at the bottom. Well, who's running this this little roulette wheel? Who's running it? Who is running it? Because I will say, with the Fool card and Temperance, I feel like you're making your own devil. You're kind of making your own devil there. Let's get up and go today. No, Uncle George is coming to dinner. I don't think so. It's not a good idea. Ooh, Scorpio. That was really interesting. Oh, I always love your readings, Scorpio. You guys are so deep and fascinating. Passionate, too. So there's some level of your passionate energy that is going to be required here. You're going to need to release it. It might be the only thing that drives you forward. If that mare was in, I want to say, if she was in any energy outside of fire, being fiery and passionate and embroiled with Mars, Mercury, maybe some, any air element might have helped, but there could be overthinking. Like, this is just like, you can't. There isn't, not the time for the Queen of Cups. That was not the time for the Queen of Pentacles. That was a time to stand up and kick like a wild mare. So sometimes you got to do it to free yourself from the devil too, I would say. Because that was very toxic behavior of all those little wild young stallions, right? They were just being completely driven by their instinct, and they didn't care who they hurt to satisfy their need, their drive. And they are beasts, like they are beasts of the land, and they live that rule. And she stood up with it, and she said, yeah, I know what this is. I'm going to meet you with it, right? So, I don't know. I like it. I like this. So I'm going to go do the extended Scorpio. I'm going to ask for advice for you and results if you follow the advice. Thank you so much, Scorps. Until next time, do be gentle with yourself, but not too soft. Bye.